From Daily Forex, this is Chris taking a look at the crude oil and Canadian dollar markets. This is WTI. You can see we initially rallied during the day, but we gave back the gains as we just kind of kill time going sideways. I think there's a couple different things going on here. So let me go ahead and zoom out a little bit. You can see that this is where the massive sell-off began, and we have recovered completely. But at this point, we were already starting to see demand drop. So now that we have recovered from the COVID drop, here's a question. Will we get stimulus, and will it drive up demand? Inventory had a major drawdown this week, but gasoline was the exact opposite. The demand just isn't there. So I think we're having to figure out whether or not stimulus is going to get through Congress. And, they are taking their time with this. And then, of course, whether or not that's really going to increase demand, especially when you have the Baker Hughes rig count rising. That's the number of rigs in the United States. I think this is going to be really tough to crack above 55. In the meantime, at the very least, basic technical analysis would have you thinking that you need to at least work off some of the froth from this big move. I think it's more sideways action. We will get a decisive move, and once we do, it'll be much easier to follow. But right now, I think we're just kind of in a holding pattern. Dollar Canada. Now, this is, of course, driven by crude oil, as most people know. But right at the 50-day EMA, we have formed a shooting star, and it looks like we'll probably drop towards 126. But it's also driven a little bit by the Central Bank of Canada, a little closer to normalizing things than the United States. And if I can come out far enough, you can see that on longer term charts, this is an area right here that has been important more than once. We're not quite there. Right about 126 to 125 is where it shows up. So that's something to keep in mind. Now, not an issue right this moment, but clearly something that tells you that we might be getting closer to the end of the downtrend than most people think. In the short term, though, I do think that we probably continue to drift lower.